Welcome back everybody to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis for big mega cap stocks. So show your support by hitting that thumbs up button, and that is greatly appreciated. And if you're new here, consider subscribing, and that means a lot to me. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, my analysis in 3 days of live trading, definitely check out the Patreon, and that link will be down below in the description. And now let's get right into it, guys. On Apple stock, it's up 1.43%. Now the CPI came in this morning and it was supposed to be 3.3, and we got a reading of 3.2, and that just was fuel to the fire, and we saw a massive, I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but I think that was a massive short squeeze to the upside. And who knows, there might be more to come. Now on Apple, guys, we talked about it before, that Apple breaks above 177, you're going to see 180. And once we get above 180, watch out for 183. And last 2 to 3 days, I said it here in my video that watch above 183, Apple can run all the way up to this gap just above 190. And this thing gapped up today. So we got a gap down here, 186, and running up to 188 plus, and now trading at 187.44 at the closing. So what's next? Yes, definitely we can afford a pullback here on Apple, but no guarantee that's going to happen in this market right now. If there is a pullback, you want to watch 186 gap. That should act as a support, and below that we have also support 185. 5-day moving average right here, which is moving and going higher. Now only below 185, watch out for 183. Now Apple can stay above 185. That is a guarantee. This thing can move up to this gap, 190.69. So watch out for a big move here on Apple after a nice, a pullback, if that's possible, happening tomorrow close to 186 to 185, and then this thing can move up to this gap just above 190. On Amazon stock, it's up 2.25%, and Amazon getting above 146, but once again getting rejected after going all the way up to 147.26, coming down and closing below 146. Now here on Amazon, we also gapped up. So I mean, gaps all over the place, guys. It's like Gap City, it's everywhere. Again, gapping up from 143. So if there is a pullback on Amazon, you want to watch this support down here, this gap 143.23. And if that can hold, this thing can push back up to 146 and possibly up to even 150. Now on a pullback, Amazon breaks below 143, then watch out for a move all the way down to 138 right down here. On Google stock, it's up 1.34%, and just like I said last night, Google can clear 135. You're going to see some of these gaps getting filled right here on top, and this one almost filling this gap. I mean, this is massive, guys, from 121. Now, this thing actually gapping up 2 times, including today, and almost closing this massive gap on top, 138.75, which can happen early as tomorrow, because yes, we got a rejection, but it's holding above 135. And now 135 will be a support to watch. And just below that, we got this gap, and that's going to be a support also, 134. And this thing breaks below 135 and then 134. Then watch out for 132 and then 130 as a support. And then this gap down here, 127.74. But forget about this gap for now, 127.74. As long as Google can hold above 135, guess what? You're going to see this gap getting filled completely at 138.75 and possibly even retesting 140 resistance here on top. On Meta, it's up 2.16%, and now again with the CPI, this thing gapped up. So we got this gap down here, and now that should act as a support, 332, and below that, 330, 326, also a strong support. Now to the upside, if this thing can clear 343 to 345, guess what? Just like Microsoft, you're going to see a fresh new all-time high. And this is just insane, guys. 2 weeks ago, with earnings, this thing was down here, selling off 279, and now $60 almost from the low down here, 279, now trading at 338.10 today, and who knows, there might be more upside here on Meta. And that is just crazy because buybacks are insane. This is not us retail traders, investors, moving the stock. This is buyback, and that is why they don't care. They're just buying right up here, and it will just continue to push even higher and higher. So if you're shorting something like this, do not buy weekly or monthly puts. Those are going to get toasted. So for tomorrow on Meta, watch out for the support 332, 330, 326, and to the upside, blue sky above. The next resistance will be 343 and then 345. On Microsoft, it's up 0.98%, almost 1% on the day, and again hitting a fresh new all-time high. Now, it's like a competition between Microsoft and Nvda. Who can hit more all-time highs? And then, of course, you cannot, roll out Apple. That's another one. We called it before that Apple can hit a new fresh all-time high, and we saw Apple going close to 200. And now maybe again Apple can hit a new all-time high before end of this year, and that is just insane, guys. I mean, it's a competition, who can hit more all-time highs, but the same names are going up: Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, and then you got Meta, Amazon, Google. But if you look at some of the other big names like Boeing, no, it's not happening. That's a big name also. It's not happening. Pfizer from healthcare, no, it's not happening. So I mean, only these stocks are going up and going up pretty much every day and just making a new fresh all-time high. So let me know your thoughts on this, because this is not a healthy market. I have seen bull market before, and this is not how it should be, going up in a straight line. And you guys know that I'm not a bear who calls for a crash, but I'm telling you, I'm the guy who's telling you this is not a healthy move here in this market. Especially if you're buying anything here as a day trader, you can easily get a big bag right here buying this dip right here on Microsoft. So would you be buying here at this level? I don't think so. If you're smart enough, you're not going to touch anything right now, especially mega caps at this level. Unless you got a lot of money and you can gamble, then yes, you can go and buy the dip here on Microsoft and you can play it. But buying, and especially going long at this level, that is just next level. It's insane. If you're thinking about buying, even day trading, it's too risky right now, especially when Microsoft hitting 370 plus for multiple days. So for tomorrow, guys, on Microsoft, only thing here, you need to watch this support 366 to 365. Below that, you're going to see a flush down to this gap 357.54 and then 355. And do not forget that we got this gap down here also 339. To the upside, we already got a fresh new all-time high today, and the next stop 375 plus, and who knows, this thing can move even higher. And they're also doing a lot of buybacks, and that is why this thing is up. We saw this thing taking a dump off right after earnings, and now look at this. I mean, this is not retail money buying this. This is big money buying this and pushing Microsoft higher to a new fresh all-time highs. So let me know your thoughts on this right in the comment section, and I would really appreciate that. On Nvidia stock, it's up 2.13%, and just like I said before, that Nvidia can clear and hold 482, you're going to see a retest of this all-time high 502.66 and possibly a fresh new all-time high, just like Microsoft. So watch out above 482, the next stop 502.66, and then a fresh new all-time high. Only on a pullback you want to watch 482 and then 471, 460. On Tesla stock, is up 6.12%, and now we can go back and watch all those videos when Tesla was coming down and I said loading up the boat, buying the dip, and you can see now people are chasing and running to buy Tesla, because in 2 days from 205, that was Friday, and now it's trading at almost 240, guys. Now my 350 shares, I actually locked in some profit today, sold 200 and still holding 150 shares. And also, I got some calls right here on this dip, and that was on Friday, and I did take profit on that today and completely out, because if you look at my screen, almost getting up to this gap 242. Now we talked about it also last night that Tesla here can clear right here, and we saw definitely a big gap up today, guys. So now we got a gap down here at 225, 226 right here. So if there is a pullback, you want to watch this gap, and that could be an opportunity to day trade Tesla only if we get that pullback down here to 226. If not, this thing can continue up to 242 and then possibly will come down from there down to this gap right here, 225 to 226, and that's going to be a dip buy on Tesla. And this move here will take Tesla up to definitely 242, and above that, more upside, possibly up to 252 and then 262. And I don't think that's possible right now, but 242 definitely possible going into tomorrow on Tesla. So Netflix also going up 0.91%, and just like I said in my video that watch out for 450 and above that, we could be going up even higher, and this thing definitely delivered today up to 454 today, and then we saw a pullback because 450 a big resistance and we got rejected, and now trading at 448, and now we have support down here at 442.46, 5-day moving average right here, moving up rapidly, and it's allowing the stock to move even higher, and even the Bollinger Band on top moving higher. So are we going to see a pullback? I would like to see one before closing this gap at 470, and where this thing can pull back to now, watch out for the support 442.46, and below that I would say 430, 13-day moving average right here, and then 418 to this gap, 412, which is a long way down right now. So I don't think that's happening anytime soon, 412, but watch out for a pullback, possibly down to 442 and maybe down to even 429 to 430. To the upside, soon as we get that breakout above 450, this thing going all the way up to 465 and then the gap above 470 right here. So there is still more upside, and that is why I said I would like to see a pullback. That would be a nice opportunity to buy that pullback, that dip for this gap here on top. But if this thing actually goes straight up, then I would not be chasing this move up to 470. On AMD, it's up 2.65%. So yesterday, that was a dip buy on AMD. And look at today, guys. Again, getting that breakout over 118. And now, this thing actually going up to 122 today. And now trading close to 120. So watch out for the support 118 and then 115. And above 118, this thing can move all the way up to 125. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching.